WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 6.
Jackson authorities believe they know who killed an 18-year-old woman late last month, but need help finding him. And it's our top story at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer.
And I'm Jorma Duran. Prosecuting attorney Kelsey Guernsey and Jackson Chief of Police Christopher Simpson say Antonio Green is the man they believe shot and killed Mia Sims on July 27th.
And tonight they're asking for the public's help to track him down. Here's what he looks like. Antonio Green has been charged with second-degree murder, discharging a firearm in or at a building causing death, and felony firearm. Investigators say shots were fired on the 1500 block of Carl Breeding Way on July 27th, shortly before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. When officers arrived on the scene, police say they found 18-year-old Mia Sims, who had been shot in the neck. She was taken to Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, where she later died from her injuries. Anyone with information on where Green is asked to call 911, the Jackson Police Department, or Crime Stoppers at 517-483-STOP.
Happening right now, a rally is being held at the Michigan Capitol after organizers claim Immigration and Customs Enforcement detained more than a dozen people.
Our Delaney Rogers is here for you now, joining us live from the lawn of the state capitol.
That's right, Delaney. Protesters claim the detainees were refugees with ties to those who supported the U.S. during the Vietnam War. What did you find out?
Siobhan, Jorma, I'm at the Capitol where there are hundreds gathered protesting who they believe people who've been detained by ICE. As you can see behind me, there are hundreds of people with signs protesting, cheering, and chanting for the rally for Michigan Hmong refugees detained by ICE, showing their support for the return of those who they believe were detained. Those at this rally say that on July 30th, 15 Hmong refugees from the Detroit area were detained by ICE after being asked to report to a field office. 6 News has reached out to ICE and have not heard a response. State Representative for Lansing 77th House District Emily Devendorf is here at the rally, supporting the return of those who they believe have been detained.
This rally is to show that the community is going to come together and pay attention and demand justice and safety and fairness for our neighbors, regardless of what the government does. And it is important that we continue to notice the injustices so that we can call them out, but also because advocating for our community members is going to be what works,
Again, as you can see behind me, hundreds are gathered with signs, listening to presentations from the organizers and from the families of those who they believe have been detained. The rally started at 5:30 p.m. and is set to wrap up around 7:30 p.m. Here for you in Lansing, Delaney Rogers, 6 News.
Delaney, thank you very much. In a developing story, UAW workers could be losing thousands of dollars in bonus paycheck money due to tariffs. According to Automotive News, last year, profit-sharing bonus checks at Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis came in at more than $10,000. However, those could fall by thousands based on income made by the big 3 automakers when looking at the first half of this year. In fact, some are reporting that workers at Stellantis, which has already lost $2.7 billion this year, could get nothing for the first time since 2010. Ford workers could lose roughly 36%, and GM workers could lose up to 40%. When 25% auto tariffs on imported cars and parts were announced by the White House in March, UAW President Shawn Fain voiced support, saying in part, quote, "These tariffs are a major step in the right direction for auto workers and blue-collar communities across the country. And it is now on the automakers, from Big 3 to Volkswagen and beyond, to bring back good union jobs to the U.S. 6 News has reached out to the UAW for comment on the report of bonus checks possibly shrinking. We'll let you know if we hear back.
Construction work on a stretch of I94 in Jackson has been paused because of multiple crashes involving semi-trucks.
The crashes took place on Tuesday and Wednesday between the Cooper and Elm exits, causing an oil spill and fuel leaks.
Sydney Sutliff is here for you tonight with how MDOT is working to encourage drivers to slow down.
Construction may be inconvenient on the road, but when keeping you, your family, and workers safe, responsible driving is the key to getting to your destination.
You know, and then we really ask drivers to pay attention to those signs. As soon as you see the road work ahead, the 45 ahead, the merge ahead, you know, slow down and follow the signs, drive through, be polite, let folks, you know, merge into that work zone together, and things go a lot smoother.
Jackson's MDOT manager, Kelby Wallace, says they're now taking extra steps to ensure everyone stays safe.
Sure, so I think we have to end up spending more money on technology, paying police to kind of leave some of their crucial duties that they have, with other public safety aspects. They have to come out and spend extra time on the work zone.
Wallace now says taxpayers are paying the price with the project getting delayed.
So it costs the taxpayers more when this type of behavior occurs because it makes our projects more expensive.
MDOT says in the future it hopes to have a long-term solution for reckless driving. With a new initiative starting next year, cameras will be placed in construction zones to catch violators and send them a ticket. The construction is to pick back up again Sunday from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Here for you in Jackson, Sydney Sutliff, 6 News.
And that's not the only construction work on I94 in Jackson County that drivers need to be aware of on Sunday. Take a look. There will be one lane closed in each direction of I94 from Blake Road to the I94 crossovers lane at Sargent Road. Construction crews will be sealing some cracks in the highway. This again will happen on Sunday from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Today in Traverse City, Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed an executive directive in retaliation of Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, tasking the Department of Insurance and Financial Services Department to support access to affordable health insurance for Michiganders. Governor Whitmer says the Republican budget bill will raise the price of health insurance, forcing American families to lose out on thousands of dollars every single year. She also specifically wants the directive to have the State Department raise awareness and educate Michiganders on what they'll need to do to keep or receive health insurance during the Affordable Care Act open enrollment period, which is November 1st of this year through January 15th, 2026.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
I suppose if the heat doesn't bother you, this forecast looks really good. Lots of outdoor time for the weekend, but most of us with heat indices between 95 and 100, we're going to be taking it easy as hot weather is on the way. When we do get some storms, we get some shots like this from a couple days ago from Laurie and Langsburg, showing not one but two rainbows there. So 2 for the price of 1. The second one's a little faint there, but you can certainly see it. Beautiful catch, as we've had at least a few storms around mid-Michigan. We'd love to see more weather photos. Upload yours at WLNS.com/share. We check out the Doppler radar. Our storms this afternoon are already coming to an end. The heat of the day did get a few to form, but mainly to the northwest of the Lansing area. Notice lightning strikes, just a couple out there. I mean, this was mostly just heavy rain showers with occasionally a little bit of thunder thrown in, but not quite enough instability for anything too significant here. You head further north and east, you run into a level 1 risk for severe storms today, for some gusty winds potentially, maybe a little bit of hail, but nothing here in mid-Michigan. Our muggy meter, that's the real problem, is going to be the dew point, because notice it stays high through the weekend, through Sunday and Monday, and then starts to climb a little bit as we head through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So it's humid now, and it's going to feel even more humid by next week, despite a cool down in the temperatures. The actual air temperatures will be in the low 90s Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Nice cool off, mid-80s for Tuesday and Wednesday, but it'll be terribly muggy still. And then by next weekend, we're in the upper 80s or close to 90 once again. Skyview Network temperature currently on the McLaren Cam at 88 degrees. Feels like it's 94 with a dew point of 71 degrees. Winds northwest at 6, so at least a little bit of a breeze, I suppose. In Grand Ledge, we're at 91. Look at that heat index, 101 degrees is what it feels like with a dew point of 74. Winds are calm for the moment. Currently in Hillsdale, we've got lots of sunshine. We're at 85, so it is a bit cooler. The dew point 72, so it feels like it is 91 degrees outside. So look at Precision Cast through tomorrow morning. Quiet weather at 7 o'clock. Don't anticipate any showers or storms out there tomorrow afternoon. Pretty much the same thing for Sunday morning, despite the radar probably looking impressive to our west. By the afternoon, maybe we can pop up a lone shower or two, but rain chances are very, very low. Current temperatures, upper 80s, close to 90 for central mid-Michigan, mid-80s to the south. Factor in the humidity, and it feels like it's the mid-90s north and lower 90s to the south. Tonight's forecast, overnight low temperature will drop to near 70, pretty mild outside. Then for tomorrow, hot and humid. High temperatures near 91 degrees. The 6-day forecast, just as hot on Sunday, close to that that on Monday, but better rain chances, especially on Tuesday. Rain chances start to go down late next week with a chance for more 90s in the forecast by next Saturday and Sunday, and even beyond that, upper 80s close to 90.
Yeah. It's that time where you're like, what do we want to do this weekend? Anything with air conditioning.
Right.
Where are we going indoors?
Right. If I'm playing golf, it's going to be super early because it will be hot in the afternoons.
Yeah. All right.
Tough stuff.
Thank you, David. Well, coming up, a Lansing homeless shelter is trying to be LGBTQ inclusive.
All right, so stay right there. 6 News at 6. We'll be right back.